be allowed to showcase there.
At the inaugural Nairobi Education Conference at the Kenya Institute of Special Education, it emerged that there needs to be urgent steps to revive quality education in Nairobi County.
On 9 September.
This urgency stems from high to rural urban migration, which has resulted in Nairobi having only 210 schools, with nearly 70% being private, and alternative provision of basic education and training APBET schools, while only 30% are public schools. Following the low number of schools, especially public schools, Education CS Ezekiel Machogu said the government will establish a task force in a month's time to identify and assess whether there is quality education, adding that APBET schools, which comprise of community-based schools in informal settlements, will get capitation and enjoy the school feeding program once mapped out.
We will also be able to come up with a special task force which will be able to identify all the private schools in Nairobi and give the status of those particular private schools. Nairobi child who is in a private school, somewhere, is not benefiting from this capitation money. How do we come together to make sure that we remedy this?
If your public primary school is here, Kasarani Primary, Onjiru, and around you know there are certain APBET schools, we want to map those schools to a public primary school. Tujue ni watoto wangapi. Lunchtime, watoto wote wakuje wakule kwa hiyo primary, wamalize waende.
The task force is also set to map where schools will be needed in Nairobi so as to reduce the home-to-school distance. Machogu also highlighted the issue of land grabbing of school land, issuing a directive to Nairobi County to ensure all public lands are identified for the purpose of building schools.
We must protect all public land and, of course, ensure that the existing, particularly in my public schools, is not encroached in any way.
We still have the titles in our registry. So we're producing for them now fresh. We are doing it with NLC. Mkuwe na title deed. Msikubali mtu aingie kwa shule yetu.
And on the issue of child labor that has led to Nairobi leading in the highest number of grade E's in secondary school.
There are children who come, they enroll for exam, they disappear, and the only time they come back to school again is during exam time. Where are they during that entire period? Wako kwa mchengo, and of course because of the level of poverty, msasa nasema enda huko pata 200 ndio jioni tupate chakula.
The Kenya Parents Association has urged the government to thoroughly prepare for grade 9, emphasizing that if the government fails in its preparation, students should be allowed to continue their education in secondary schools. Additionally, they have called for the retooling of teachers to ensure the quality and effectiveness of the competency-based curriculum CBC. Harriet Chimea, K24.